In the heart of the Wispia forest, where the trees grew very tall, lived a huge gorilla named Kiro. When he walked, the ground seemed to hear him first. He didn't run or jump. He moved slowly, with steady steps, as if everything around him had to move aside. The animals watched him from far away. They didn't know if he was dangerous, but they didn't dare to find out. If a butterfly landed on his shoulder, the gorilla let out a strong snort. The butterfly flew away right away. The rabbits froze when they saw him pass, not because he told them to, but because his size demanded respect. Kiro kept walking without looking back. He liked to think that this way no one would mess with him. When he reached the river, the animals quietly left. The gorilla stayed alone, taking up the whole riverbank. He drank slowly, looking at his reflection in the water. He looked big, strong, hard to move. "This is better," he thought. "If I look strong, no one will hurt me." From a high rock, he watched the forest with a serious face. It seemed like he controlled everything. But when no one was watching, Kiro stayed still for 1 second longer than usual. He watched the other animals playing far away. Then he frowned again, as if nothing had happened. One day, the forest was especially lively. The squirrels were having a small party among the trees. There was laughter, jumping, and shared food. The gorilla walked closer slowly without making a sound. For a moment, he hoped someone would look up, that someone would make a sign for him to come closer. But when his shadow reached the group, the party stopped. The squirrels packed their things and left. No one said a word. Kiro stood there staring at the empty ground. Something tightened in his chest. To avoid thinking about it, he hit a dry log. The sound echoed through the forest. "I don't need them," he said out loud, even though his voice sounded less sure than before. Later, he saw the old turtle by the path, always calm, always listening. The gorilla wanted to say hello. He opened his mouth, but only a clumsy, deep sound came out. The turtle hid inside her shell, not out of meanness, but out of habit. Kiro lowered his head. This time he didn't roar. He walked slower than usual, his arms hanging down as if they were too heavy. He had the strongest hands in the forest, but he didn't know how to use them to get close to someone. He heard laughter far away, and for the first time it didn't annoy him. It made him sad. A tear appeared on his cheek. He wiped it away quickly, before anyone could see. That afternoon, the sky suddenly grew dark. The wind began to shake the trees. The storm arrived without warning. Lightning, thunder, and rain covered Wispia. The gorilla ran to his cave, this time without trying to look brave. He curled up in the driest corner, covering his ears like a frightened little cub. Then he heard a tiny sound, very tiny. A shaky cheep came from the entrance. It was barely audible through the rain. It was a small blue bird, soaked and shivering. It had nowhere to hide. Kiro hesitated. No one had ever come close to him like that before. Slowly, he stretched out his huge hand, this time without strength, without noise. The little bird snuggled into his palm as if it knew it was safe there. The gorilla felt something new, something warm, right in his chest. He didn't break anything. He didn't roar. He just stayed still, protecting the little bird from the storm. When the sun came out, the forest woke up calm. The air smelled of wet earth. The animals watched in surprise. Kiro was sitting outside his cave. The little bird was beside him. They shared seeds in silence. The giant no longer looked like a distant mountain. He looked close, From that day on, Kiro was still big. His steps were still strong. But something had changed in his eyes. He no longer needed to look scary. He learned that he didn't need to scare others to feel safe, or to be alone to be strong. Sometimes being kind is also a form of courage, a quiet one, but very powerful. In the forest of Wispia, the animals slowly began to come closer, and Kiro for the first time truly smiled, because he understood something important. You don't have to scare others to be strong.